Now we're in the NBA Finals versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Those faux Sixers.
Yeah,
You know why they call them that?
because they swept. Well, supposedly they were supposed to have swept every team, but they didn't.
Yeah, because Moses Malone was interviewed and they asked Moses, hey, what do you predict? He goes, we going faux. That's what we doing. Faux.
Yeah.
On their
Unfortunately,
fucking
Moses,
asses.
we were actually closer to doing the faux. Oh ass motherfucker, and it was faux. Yeah, yeah. Stop playing. All right.
both teams, the Lakers and the 76ers, have a one-loss playoff record.
Yeah. And funny thing, Russell, in
Yeah.
01, who did the Lakers play?
The 76ers. I didn't even.
And then 83, who did the Sixers play?
The Lakers.
Like nothing changed except something.
It's like a world of irony.
Yeah, except something.
Except what?
Something's gonna change.
Something's gonna change.
Yeah.
Something's gonna change. I think this is a really competitive matchup. Another inside-outside threat. We talked about Moses Malone already, 3-time MVP now, who 25 a game in the regular season, 26 and 16 in the playoffs with a steal and a half and 2 blocks a game, shooting 53%. Dr. J, who is leaving. This is like the last serious year of his prime, but not the same Doc that we saw in the 70s, who is arguably one of the 10 greatest players ever.
Yeah.
Like, there's people will definitely
top 15.
Yeah, he's undoubtedly top 15, but like this ABA stuff, regardless of whether it's ABA or not, this is Giannis-esque right here.
Yeah.
29, 12, and 5, 2.5 steals and 2 blocks a game, shooting 50% in his peak.
Yeah.
Straight Giannis numbers.
Yeah.
And had a lot of success. It just, won some championships in the ABA, made the finals twice in the NBA. And this is his third trip where he finally gets the dub.
He lost to the Lakers in 81, right?
Yes.
Yep.
This team is really stacked because it has a lot of ABA guys on it, because they bought out a lot of the contracts from the ABA. And that's kind of how Dr. J ended up there, etc. Maurice Cheeks, legendary defensive stopping guard, one of the biggest thieves in NBA history. A lot of guys on this team averaging over a steal per game, which is impressive.
Yeah, and
multiple guys averaging more than a block.
Averaging 2 blocks. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
So it's a really good defensive team for sure.
And 32-year-old Dr. J, 2 blocks a game in the playoffs. This is insane. But what's their pace? Their playoff pace?
I'm really curious of that.
Is 97.2, which is not that much higher than we're at with the Lakers.
Yeah. Which I'm not for nothing. I think that's like a huge. That's bad for the Sixers. Just because so, and then I also noticed the Sixers didn't take that many threes.
No, correct.
I think they took like a 1 a game. It's looking like, or something like that, based off the average attempts.
Yeah, 1 a game. Yeah.
So
109 for the whole year.
What was their defense against the threes?
Bottom of the league.
Wow.
But it's hard to say that
because it's not when someone's taking 3. It's not really looked at like that. So
it's such a low percentage of the team's shots in general.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree.
But offensive rating and defensive rating, both top 5 in the league.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Really good.
This was like the Kevin Durant move before Kevin Durant, because most
that's definitely fair.
Because I think they went to the NBA Finals, right? In the year before, and then they picked up Moses that off season. I think that
Right.
was
Yep.
so that
Crazy. No, nobody. Another thing nobody brought up during the Kevin Durant situation.
yeah. Well, no, there was people who did, but
A little.
they were just like so like when everyone's yelling and then someone's trying to spit a fact, no one's really listening. You know what I mean? Like,
That's definitely fair.
yeah,
That's definitely fucking fair.
yeah.
But okay. Give me a stat. Give me your prediction. Give me
So
some stat lines.
first I want to look at Moses Malone's dimensions. That matters
Okay.
so much to me with anybody that's guarding Shaq because they're like
So 6'10", 215 pounds, but at least 60 pounds of that is in his butt.
is all right. I feel that. I
He's
feel
got that booty
So he
that
definitely
allowed him to
squats
get
like
offensive rebounds.
he squats like 500 probably.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the only thing. He's 100 pounds lighter than Shaq. That's you.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what anybody says. When you put somebody who's 100 pounds heavier versus someone else, and you just like look at the two, it looks different. Like
Yeah.
you just look like one looks like a monster, one doesn't. Like one looks like a normal human being, one looks like a monster. So I think that's important. But also, would you say? Because I think this is something that's going to hinder Moses Malone in this series too. If we
Okay.
shoot in 16 threes a game, that means a lot of those shots, like that's some rebounds that he wouldn't be able to get. Like
Why?
because just naturally when you shoot a three, it's usually a longer rebound.
Maybe, but that
Because
to
of the
say
type of
like he's
shot.
definitely not going to get more like that's a I don't know if
I'm just
that's
saying that could
you
hinder
can't
him.
control where the ball bounces. I get
That's
what you're saying. Long
yeah.
shots lead to long rebounds. I get that saying, but to
Yeah.
be like, oh, he's going to average less rebounds now is a little bit of a stretch
No,
for
I'm
me
saying like that
personally.
could be a part that could hinder him. That's all I'm saying. But
I don't know.
for him to have to it's gonna be like sumo wrestling down low with him and
Yeah,
Shaq. Because
facts.
he's gonna be it's mainly him fighting for position. When it comes to him defending Shaq, Shaq's gonna eat him alive. Like
The fighting
I
for
don't know.
position will be a battle though. And
Yeah.
you could see Shaq being like, whatever, man, take it. I don't want to fight this hard for a fucking rebound. I'll just get my bucket later. Like I could see him like not like being a pussy, but just being like, man, this guy's trying way too hard at this rebounding thing. Like I don't know. I could see him having that attitude. Like,
Yeah,
man, whatever, just take it.
Yeah.
Fucking
I'll go because Shaq just put up 40 versus Kareem. You know, this is like a week later. So he's probably like, Kareem's mattered a lot to me. I don't know if Moses Malone is like that up on my. So I'm giving him like 35 on Moses, probably 35, 38, anywhere between that. Because it's also the NBA Finals too. Because the big thing with Shaq with the NBA Finals was that first Magic Finals. That really like fucked him up in terms of
yeah, it did.
it made him feel like when I get to that point, I have to destroy, I have to dominate.
Yes.
And that's why he just killed it for those 3 years in the finals. So he's probably still going to average 35, 38, still look dominant. And then
And this is important. Like, this is stuff that we haven't really talked about that much when we're doing like LeBron or Jordan's hypotheticals because most of the time, at least with LeBron, like it just changed from playoffs to regular season. Shaq ramped it up throughout the playoffs even. Like he would try harder as the playoffs went, to your point. Like, and it being the finals does mean more motivation for Shaq. So I definitely understand why you're bringing that up. And I just wanted to make light of that because we haven't talked about it so much in these hypotheticals where we're valuing this motivating factor for Shaq.
yeah, especially, and I really do think that when he's facing elite, and that's why we're trying to put him against all of them, all of the dominant big men of each era, because
right,
that honestly is what motivates Shaq. I think,
yes,
like even to this day, he talks about it. Like I wanted to be like the Russells, the Kareems, and stuff like that. Like he always talks
right,
about it. And I think that
right.
that's really important when you're having them face those guys. One person he never mentions though is Moses Malone. Is it because he thinks he just dog walk Moses Malone?
Well, you know,
Like I'm just
you
saying.
know what? I know for a fact that Moses was still playing while Shaq just emerged into the league. But I wonder how it's. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, let's see what Shaq did to.
Not in Moses' peak at all, but yeah, I thought so. It was like the last few years. Shaq 40 and 14 just destroyed him.
Yeah. He probably I honestly have him doing like 35 to 38, anywhere between that, and then anywhere between 10 and 12 rebounds. I think Moses like obviously makes it very difficult for Shaq to get rebounds on him.
Also, look, even at this old advanced age, Moses plays 20 minutes, he gets 7 rebounds. That's the only game that against Shaq where he did not have a lot of rebounds.
Yeah.
Points, I don't think Shaq's going to have a hard time with. Rebounds, I think Shaq has a chance to get maybe 10 or 11. Like, I don't think he's getting more than 11 rebounds a game in this situation, just because I think he's more inclined to care about other shit.
Yeah, especially. I agree. And I think so. Obviously, Shaq doesn't. Shaq still is nothing. He's not diminishing in any way in this series. I still think I don't really see a realm where Kobe can't still give you 30. But in reality, the part that's always gonna bother me is 18 points on threes. Like that's gonna because that's a huge gap. Like
no, it is. You're not wrong.
You have to make 9 field goals in order to make up for that. And it's just difficult when you also have someone who's an automatic bucket that's gonna get you the points, and no one's matching up with him in terms of points. Like at least in the previous series, we had Kareem possibly doing that, but I still felt like he was gonna have trouble with a Shaq. Moses Malone, physicality wise, he might be there. I just think 100 pounds is 100 pounds, especially 100 pounds the way Shaq puts it on you. Like he's leaning his body, doing that whole like just the elbows and everything. Like it's just it matters a lot to be 100 pounds lighter than the dude.
I agree.
Yeah. So
I've been 100 pounds lighter than a lot of people I've faced in my life on the court.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
let me tell you something. Not fun. Not easy.
Now, and think about it. Like you've probably faced people who are 100 pounds and probably not as good as you in basketball, but it's more difficult, right?
Oh, way more difficult.
Yeah,
we've talked about the wrestler kid on this podcast before.
Oh yeah,
me having a guard the wrestler kid in college who's just this brick shithouse. Yeah. No, not fun. Yeah. Doesn't know his own strength. And ends in broken ribs for yours truly.
Yeah, and
not great.
Someone being 100 pounds heavier than you, and he's also better than you.
And 7 feet.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
fucking
it's too
much. The wrestler kid. At least I had a couple inches on him. I could shoot over him.
Yeah.
Shaq's pretending like I'm not even there. He could probably just palm my skull.
Yeah, Shaq would literally be confused at what's touching him. If you
100%. Get this fucking flea off me.
Yeah, like
Jesus Christ.
Pest control. Get this shit fuck out of here. Like get your goofy ass on. All right, so Lakers 4-1. You lucky we ain't full your ass, goofy.
I got Lakers in 6. Just because I like the talent in Philly, but it's the same problem that I feel a little more confident this team could actually get the 2 wins, but I don't know. It would have to be because they played lockup defense, which I think is possible, but not easy.
Yeah.
So I have Shaq and Kobe Lakers in 6 games. Lindsay, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with Dario and say Lakers in 5.
5.
Yeah.
Yo, should I get a belt?
Give me a stat line for Shaq.
A stat line for Shaq? Well, I also thought it was really funny how Dario opened up. Like, Shaq just dropped 40 on Kareem, so he's going to go a little bit later. And then he ended his average at 38, which was only like 2 points below. So,
35 to 38.
Yeah, I know, but still. Like, let's take it easy. And then you just do 2 points below.
I just remember Shaq's like how he feels in the finals. Like, I got to wall out in the final. And then I'm like, he might have to get the 38. You're like, yeah.
I don't know. I'll give Shaq like 36 and 12.
Okay, that's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, I definitely think Shaq shooting 60% for sure.
Who is defensive? Moses Malone, was he in the defensive player of the year conversation this year?
I don't think
I'm curious
so, but I'm
because
not sure.
I don't know if people remember this, even though I mention it every single time.
No,
In
Mo
01,
Cheeks was though.
yeah, Mo Cheeks would get Mo dick, bruh. So I don't know why I did that.
Dario, what
Yeah.
the fuck, bro?
Sorry, it's not the first
Oh,
8
that's
seconds.
perfect.
Be good.
That's
Like,
It's not the first 8
get
seconds.
that shit out.
That's what you think until I make this the intro, you bastard. God damn it.
Mo Cheeks.
Fucking-
All right, but Shaq put up almost 40 on the defensive player of the year. So in 01, I don't know.
Yeah.
So he's
Who
doing
was
that.
about Kareem's age.
Yeah, exactly. It don't matter. Yo, defensive player of the year, like that still means that you were the best in the
You were
league.
about to be like, yeah, wait, no, fuck you. Bullshit.
Stop fronting on my boy Shaq. Yo, Shaq, we ain't love you that much in the legacy breakdown, but here we showing you love, man.
Yeah, we're showing you love here because even though I've said previously that I don't think this team is very deep, it doesn't matter until we go past their point of relevance. Before this, I really think they are laying semen down across all of the league. Make it sticky to walk. That much semen. Fucking just devastating. Yeah, just hosing it.
You guys are wild with your homoeroticism about these basketball players. Like,
hey,
I hear some of the most man-loving shit with you two talking about basketball players.
That's what I am, a man lover. I love men. I'm with it.
I don't.
Are you sure, Dario? Are you positive, though?
That's different. I love Kobe.
I'm with it.
All
right.
That's my dad.